Hey, this is Jerry Fett. I want to welcome you back to another daily money clip. Today, I'm going to talk about a question I actually just had a client ask me yesterday, which is, what is the role that credit plays in building wealth? Do I need to have a good credit score? How do I build my credit? And is there an ROI on investing in these things in order to build wealth? That's going to be our topic. I'm excited to go over this with you. All right, so in today's video, we're going to talk about credit. I'm going to talk about personal credit and then eventually get into business credit. Now, with credit, most of us are accustomed to, car loans, mortgages, student loans, credit cards, and it's usually consumer debt. Now, what I want to talk about is solvency first. One of the key definitions for me when I think about solvency is credit worthiness, right? We want to have income that exceeds our expenses. We want to have assets that exceed our liabilities, rewards that exceed our risks, and we also want to have credit worthiness. But why? Right? If I'm solvent, why do I need to have credit? Why is that an important thing? We could just go Dave Ramsey and have a zero credit score and no credit cards and cut everything up, right? Well, here's the thing. When you become solvent and you start investing, what I experienced is I stopped borrowing money from other banks. I didn't want to pay them interest when I could borrow from things like my life insurance, my gold and silver, different collateralized assets that I'm going to cover after I'm solvent. So I'm really not borrowing money for a car loan anymore. Maybe I'll do it for a home equity line of credit, but it's not going to be the same things I used to borrow for. I'm looking at, okay, first things first, when I use credit, if it's personal consumption, I'm going to pay it off every month, right? I'm never going to carry a balance. And I'm also going to use, rewards points. I'm going to make sure that I'm getting cash back on every transaction because I want to earn arbitrage on not just my investments and my assets, but also in my expenses. Now, the other thing we're looking at too is when somebody becomes what's known as a sophisticated investor, meaning they have a $250,000 net worth, they've done a couple of private placement deals, they're saving 40% of their income, they're solvent. That's what sophisticated means. At that level, I can actually start leasing out my trade lines. A trade line would be like a credit card, right? If I have a line of credit, let's say with Chase Bank, if I don't really use it anymore, there are actually people that I can rent that to. People that aren't yet solvent and they might need, to be added as an authorized user on my credit lines in order to boost their credit. And I can charge them $100, $200, $300 a month for them to do that, right? That's a source of passive income. Now, I can only do that if I have good credit myself. And I also have good credit history. A lot of these cards and lines that we're going to use for credit leasing, they're going to want to see several years of payment history. They're going to want to see low utilization ratios, no late payments, because that card represents a potential asset to the person that's going to rent it from you. They want to have it show as a good mark on their credit, and they're going to do that through leasing from you. So that's the first thing is once we're solvent, once we're getting those rewards points, once we're sophisticated, we're going to use this for credit leasing. The second thing is business credit, right? We're going to set up a funding corporation as well once you become sophisticated, and we're going to actually get business credit. Now, initially, if I've not done business credit, then they're not going to say, sure, Jerry, set up a shell corporation or an LLC, and we're going to give you all the credit in the world, even though you've got no earnings, no profit, and you've never borrowed from us before. That's not going to happen. They're going to say, hey, we will loan you money based on, either cash, either collateral or credit worthiness, right? The ability to pay, or, you can co-sign. We're going to look at maybe an existing company that has those things. And also we're going to ask you to co-sign, personally guarantee the first several loans. And so we're talking now getting, 50,000, 100,000, multiple hundreds of thousands in credit for my business, for my corporation that I will need to personally vouch for at first. And the reason being is I don't have the track record. Now, if I took the approach of nobody needs credit, I am solvent, I don't need to borrow, I can do all this myself, then I'm never going to get to the point of getting a $250,000 credit line that I'm going to use to invest with, by the way, to earn more passive income, because my credit doesn't actually reflect that I am worthy of borrowing that much money, right? Now, if we count these things up, we have corporate credit. That's going to help us get literally tens of thousands of dollars per year in passive income. We have credit lines, that might be, several thousand a year in passive income. We have rewards points. That should give us several thousand a year in points and money back, right? We have, just being able to self-finance things because we have good credit worthiness and solvency. That goes far beyond paying for credit repair, paying for a funding service, paying a broker a fee to help get the credit. And so my mindset with this has always been, if it pays for itself, it's a good idea, right? with credit, I used to be a Dave Ramsey guy. I thought credit was a terrible thing. I thought I was never going to use it. I thought I never needed a credit score until I started seeing what banks and corporations do. And they do leverage credit the exact ways that I'm talking about in this video. So if I'm watching this, what am I thinking? What do I do after this video? Number one, I need to make sure that I'm actually solvent in the first place. Credit doesn't matter if I'm broke, right? Credit is secondary. It's a form of trust as a currency. We can borrow trust from other people to get money that we don't have to buy things that I was going to say we don't need, but hopefully we're buying investments, right? And so if I'm not solvent and I'm broke and I'm trustworthy and I'm in a position where if I borrow money, I'm going to default on loans or be late on payments or use it for dumb stuff, then I need to get solvent first, right? That's my first step. Once I'm solvent, again, we went over the definition of that, but once I'm solvent, I can then start looking at, okay, I need to get my credit up. I need to initially get probably 5 to 10 lines of credit at 0%. Okay. This should add up to 6 to 12 months of my expenses in credit reserves, in addition to my cash, right? In addition to my life insurance policy loans, I want to have 6 to 12 months of 0% credit. Right? That's going to give me solvency. If it gets really bad here in the US and I need that credit for reserves, I have it, it's there. And also I'm going to season those lines. When I become sophisticated, I now have 5 to 10 assets that I can rent out to other people to produce passive income. Right? And then also that boosts my credit score. It helps with the corporate funding. So in summary, those are the action steps. Those are the points. I want to make sure that we really hit this because credit is either something that people are fixated on and they want it to do all the wrong stuff, or they want to entirely stay away from. There is a balance. There is a time and a place for it. And I just covered that in this video. If you have questions, reach out to me. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. If you're wondering, what does Wealth Dynamics do? How can we actually help you? Number one, if you haven't gotten a copy of my book, Blueprint to Financial Freedom, grab one now. You can get that down in the comments in the video. You can get the link for that. Number two, we do a free course on Fridays on personal finance. Okay, you can also get the link for the description there too. And then finally, if you have a desire to start getting help walking through these different phases toward financial freedom, book a call with my team. Go to our website, set up a call. We're able to help out and answer questions. That's how we can help you. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you turn notifications on, and I will talk to you guys on the next video.